Hi, it's Akasha. Welcome to my podcast, 100 Days Podcast. So, today, 17th. Can you see that? 17th. Alright. So, today I want to talk about Jurassic World Rebirth. I've watched it today, so I'm gonna talk about it. However, I don't want to spoil the film, so I'm not gonna talk about what happened in the film, of course. Okay, so my first expression is if you love dinosaurs or if you love Jurassic Park, you wouldn't like it. For me, it was amazing. To be honest, I can't say I love dinosaurs. I just like Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, so I loved it. And the action scenes were amazing, incredible. But if you want to watch a lot of dinosaurs, you don't like it. I've heard some people don't like it, but I could understand. Yeah, so I could understand. And after watching the film, I thought humans are the scariest creatures. I thought. I can't say why I thought so. But if you've watched it, you could understand what I said. Why I said, humans are, scary, and I thought, we shouldn't create creatures that aren't born naturally, which means we shouldn't go against nature. I thought so. So, after, but it was great. It was great. I loved it. Some people don't like it, but for me, it was amazing. All right. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm sorry if I hope it makes sense to you what I said. I hope what I said makes sense to you. All right. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Today, 18th. Can you see that? 18th. All right. So, today I want to talk about the series that affects my English. So, I've been talking about series and films for days, and I definitely need to talk about this series. Okay, I love it. So, what is it? That is Sex Education. Do you know Sex Education? You can watch it on Netflix. I do recommend. So, when I was a beginner, when I started learning English, I watched Friends. Yeah, people love Friends. I watched it because people said it was easy. As a first series, it was quite nice. People said it, and I believed it. However, it was so difficult for me. I couldn't understand, and I couldn't understand the humor, and to be honest, I didn't get into it. I'm sorry, I will not. I won't say something bad because some people love it. So, but for me, no, I'm sorry, I didn't get into it. And I was looking for a different series, and I found Sex Education. That is a British series, and at that time I started learning British English. I wanted to learn British English, and I was looking for a different series, and I found Sex Education. I immediately. I can't say that. I got into it. I and I still love it. I've watched it many times. Yeah, I watched it again and again and again. Yeah, really nice. And I think I've been learning British English, and definitely the series affects my English. The actors in the series speak with a British accent. Yeah, definitely. I've watched it many times. Yeah, it affects. So, yeah. So, and also, what is sex education? It sounds weird, but it is like school thing. I mean, school series. I don't know how to say that. So you can hear a daily conversation and like vocabulary used by teenagers or native speakers. So, which is really nice. So I wanted to talk about sex education. Of course, I've got many things to tell you, but yeah, it takes time. So yeah, that's it. All right. I think today I have a mouth ulcer. I could speak better. I'm recovering from a mouth ulcer. What do you think? But anyway, it is an excuse. It sounds excuse, so I will not say that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Today, 19th. Can I say that? 19th. Alright. So, today I want to talk about number seems abroad. Okay? I live in Osaka and I often visit Namba and Umeda, and there are lots of tourists and lots of foreigners. It seems especially number seems abroad. And it feels like if I have opportunities to study abroad, it feels I don't need to study abroad now because I've got a lot of opportunities to use English in Japan, so I don't need to study abroad. It feels, of course, I'm not planning to study abroad now, but yeah, if I can do that now, it feels like I don't need to study abroad. However, sorry, I said if I have. However, if I have opportunities to study abroad, I definitely study abroad and I definitely go to a language school because I'm so shy. Some people can speak to tourists, foreigners in public, like, what's up, how's it going? But I can't do that. I know outgoing people can improve their English skills faster than me, but no, I can't do that. I'm so shy. I can't speak to people, tourists, foreigners in public, like, what's up, how's it going? Are you alright? I can't say that. However, I said I live in Osaka and I often say people who get lost, and I not sometimes actually, I often get asked for directions and I help. Yeah. And always after helping people, after helping people in English, I feel I'm glad that I studied English and I studied abroad. Yeah. When I was in the UK, when I was in Malta, I couldn't speak English, but since I came back here, I've been studying English, and now I'm not sure if I can speak English well, but I can explain what I want to say, and I can help people who get lost. I can give directions. So yeah, I'm glad that I can help people. and I'm glad that I can speak English. All right, where am I? I wanted to say number seems abroad. That's it. Sorry, this episode sounds silly, but yeah, this is what I wanted to say. All right, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. All right, today 20th. Can I say that? All right. So today I want to talk about 3 things you need to raise your TOEIC score by 300 points in 3 months. So today I'm going to talk about TOEIC. I've taken TOEIC exam twice in my life. In the second year of learning English, I've taken twice, and I raised my TOEIC score 300 points in 3 months. And what did I do? So there are 3 things to do. The first one, I prepared proper textbooks. Of course, it is important. And the second one, I set aside enough time for TOEIC exam. And third one, try not to take TOEIC exam multiple times. Okay, the first one, of course, it is important to prepare proper, good and proper textbooks. But in my case, I didn't get lots of textbooks. I don't think I needed many textbooks, just some textbooks, and the famous ones like Kinfre and I don't know how to say that. What is it called? 公式問題集. I don't know. TOEIC. I don't know how to say that. I forgot. But anyway, I prepared Kinfre and 公式問題集 and what else? Yeah, I prepared some good, famous textbooks for TOEIC exam. And the second one, I set aside enough time for TOEIC exam. I think this is the most important thing, because you just study for 3 hours per day, and in 3 months you raise 300 points. You can't do that. I'm not sure. Maybe you can do that, but I can't do that. And actually, I couldn't if I had set aside a couple of hours for TOEIC exam. Yeah, I couldn't have achieved. I've studied, you know what? In the UK, I studied for TOEIC exam. That's why when I was a student, so I had a lot of time. That's why I could achieve. I think so. So yeah, it is really important to set aside enough time. And the third one, I think I'm wrong, because you'd better get used to TOEIC exam. But what I did was try not to take multiple times. I've decided to take once or twice, but I thought I needed to get used to TOEIC exam. That's why I've taken twice. Yeah. But it is also important to make up my mind. If I take multiple times, I would think, all right, next time I can achieve it. All right, next time I will study harder. No, I wanted to decide. I wanted to make up my mind. That's why I decided to take once or twice. Right? So, yeah, today I was talking about TOEIC exam. However, I know I'm not familiar with TOEIC exam because, as I said, I've taken twice. Yeah, I should take more, but I didn't want to spend a lot of time for TOEIC exam because I wanted to improve my speaking skills. I wanted to spend time to improve my speaking skills. That's why I decided to take twice. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. So today, 21st, can you say that? 21st. Alright, so today I want to talk about the reason why I didn't want to come back to Japan. I studied abroad in the UK and Malta 3 years ago, and there was one reason why I didn't want to come back to Japan. I do love Japanese food. I do love Japanese architecture. However, I do hate hay fever. It sounds silly, I know, but I've got really bad hay fever in Japan. Spring and autumn are tough for me. I can't concentrate. I've got runny nose. I can't stop even I take medicine. However, when I was in Malta and when I was in the UK, I didn't have it, and I was so happy. I think there might be less Japanese cedar. That's why I didn't have it. I was happy. So this is the reason why I didn't want to come back to Japan. But I'm here now, obviously. But you know what? If I could live abroad, not only UK and Malta, but also other countries, if I live abroad for a long time, I'm just curious if I will have a different type of hay fever. So I'm just curious. Then I can't run away from hay fever. So yeah, I have to live with this symptom. But I do hate hay fever, and I've got terrible hay fever in Japan. Yeah, autumn is coming, I think, but now in August, I'm fine right now. Alright, anyway, this episode sounds silly, but I'm serious. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you tomorrow. Bye. So today, 22nd, can you see that? Alright, so today I want to talk about having a foreign partner doesn't guarantee that you'll become fluent in English. So in my life, I've dated 2 foreigners. Before dating, I thought I would become fluent in English by dating without studying English, but I was wrong. Even if you have a foreign partner, you still need to study English. Why? Because you love your partner, of course. Of course, you love your partner, and you want to know your partner better, so you might stop caring about your grammar mistakes, vocabulary mistakes. You don't want to pay attention to your English. You want to focus on speaking with your partner. That's why, you don't care about your English. Actually, it happened. It feels like I shouldn't talk about my ex, but yeah, I think I need to talk about it because I want to talk about this topic. So anyway, my ex is a native speaker. She's British. You know what? Your partner is a native speaker, then your partner might understand you, even make a lot of mistakes. Actually, in my previous relationship, I couldn't speak English well. You know what? My English was terrible. I made a lot of mistakes. However, my ex was a was native. So even though I made a lot of mistakes, she could understand, and I shouldn't be, but I was satisfied with my English because actually native speaker understood me, and yeah, I was satisfied with it. So, and I stopped caring about my grammar mistakes, vocabulary mistakes. I paid zero attention to my English. You know what? That conversation worked. So I was like, okay, I didn't need to study. It's fine. I just spoke. Right. So yeah, but I shouldn't have done it. My English stopped improving, and my English was really terrible. Yeah. Maybe you get used to speaking English, but maybe you get used to speaking English. That is great. But I think if you don't study on your own accord, if you don't study on your own and your partner doesn't point out your mistakes, you might keep making mistakes even you get used to speaking English. So I've learned my lesson. That's why in this relationship my partner is Ukrainian and we communicate in English. She's non-native speaker, I'm non-native speaker, obviously. So and we communicate in English. So I've learned my lesson, and this relationship is totally different. We have to study. We have to improve our English skills to communicate. We have to build. It is important to study English to build better relationship. That's why I study hard. I've learned my lesson. So what do you think about it? I think I don't know. This is my opinion, and this is my experience. What do you think about it? Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. So, today, 23rd. Can you see that? 23rd. Alright, so today I want to talk about why don't podcasts go viral in Japan. I won't talk about my podcast. I won't talk about if my podcast goes viral or not. In general, it feels podcasts don't go viral in Japan, and podcasts are not as popular in Japan as they are in America. But I do love podcasts. Before I knew podcast, I loved radio. When I was a student, on my way to school, I would listen to radio every day. I loved it, and I love podcast. Why? Because I love humans. I love humans. I'm so curious who they are. I'm so curious what they think. I think on a podcast they show more of who they really are, so I get to know them better. That's why I love podcasts and I love humans. And I think I show, of course, on my podcast, I show my English skills and I show who I am, who I show myself as Acacia or Acacia. So that's why I do this podcast, and I love podcast. So yeah, I want people to do podcasts more. I want to know them. I want to know you. All right. That's it. It sounds silly, but yes, that's it. All right. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.